Welcome back to Yahoo Leaders Decode. I'm your program host, Isabel Wong. Leaders Decode is Yahoo's brand new program featuring business leaders from all walks of life to keep you up to speed with the latest trends in the global economy. And for this episode, we are so honored to be joined by a senior leader of a global consumer electronics giant, Ms. Yuri Han, Managing Director of LG Electronics Hong Kong. Yuri is a strategic leader with rich experience in the consumer electronics and home appliances industry. Since joining LG in 2009, Yuri has been involved and led countless important projects from LG's headquarters in South Korea, including product strategy, overseas marketing, and business development. As of 2021, Yuri was appointed the managing director of LG's Hong Kong subsidiary. Alongside a female CFO and 2 female product directors, Yuri is the first female CEO of LG Hong Kong. And under her leadership, with her firm grasp of Hong Kong's market dynamics, Yuri was able to successfully lead her team to achieve remarkable results in this competitive environment. In this conversation, Yuri will be joining us to talk about the possible paths that corporations can take for ESG development, as well as achieving carbon neutrality by 2030. Yuri, thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thank you for having me today.
Now, to kick things off, I would like to first understand LG's commitment to ESG development. Why don't you start by giving us an overview of LG's ESG key initiatives so far, and also what's the motivation behind it all?
LG Electronics brand slogan is "Life is Good." That is reflecting the company's vision of enabling people to fully enjoy life's precious moments through its consumer electronics products and service. Guided by this belief, LG has pursued sustainability through steady progress in its ESG initiatives over the years, including establishing an environmental policy, publishing sustainability reports, and declaring carbon neutrality. In 2021, LG identified 6 key ESG focus areas, such as addressing climate change and ensuring product accessibility, which it views not just as a stakeholder demands, but as a critical business imperative for sustainable growth. By embedding ESG into its core strategy, LG aims to create a better life and better future in line with its brand purpose of "Life is Good."
Speaking of which, LG has set an ambitious target of reaching carbon neutrality by 2030 across its global operations. Could you tell us how LG is going to strategize and come up with key initiatives to make sure that you guys are going to reach that target?
In 2019, LG Electronics set the goal to achieve carbon neutrality by 2030, involving reducing carbon emissions from production and offsetting remaining emissions through carbon credit. As of 2023, LG has reduced greenhouse gas emissions by around 60,000 tons and secured 560k tons of UN emissions credits to progress towards its 2030 goal.
And it's impressive to hear about all the concrete steps that LG is taking in order to reach that carbon neutrality target. But on that note, I'm also aware that LG's OLED Evo TVs have been getting eco-friendly certificates for 4 consecutive years. So I'm wondering what kind of design and manufacturing innovations has enabled LG to maintain that level of sustainability?
LG OLED Evo TV is one of the flagship model in Hong Kong market, and this OLED Evo TV obtains certificates for carbon emissions and environmental impacts and recycled materials, and demonstrating the company's commitment to its key ESG initiatives. Not only LG's our OLED TV, but also we have many other appliance products. For example, our washing machine. Our washing machine has AIDD that has the automatically measure what is the current fabric and how about the capacity of the fabric. It automatically calculates and use the optimal level of the water when the customer is doing the laundry. So it makes the water, their consumption will be less and less. And also the InstaView, that is our flagship, the refrigerator, and that is it calls, the nickname is the knock knock. Then the meaning is that if the customer outside, they knock the refrigerator and they can see the inside from the outside. So normally most of people, they open the refrigerator door because they are just searching what are inside, but it is the automatically consume the electricity. So with this knock function and they see the inside from the outside, we can reduce the electricity around 32% a year. So the LG's many of flagship models lead those ESG principles, and then we can execute in our real life.
Wow, so that's one of the examples where consumer electronics can be
Yes.
sustainable and also fun,
Yes.
right? But I'm also wondering, how do you ensure all these sustainability features resonate with your consumers? What kind of strategies has LG employed to highlight the environmental friendly aspects of your product materials as well as designs?
Yeah, as I mentioned, the Life is Good promise goes beyond our slogan. It's a commitment to sustainability across products and operations. That, as I mentioned, that the washing machine and refrigerator is one of the examples, and another one is the aero furniture. It is one of air purifier, and these cute and young products actually wholly made by the recycled plastic, actually electronic, the recycled products. And through those water and energy savings, as well as shift to circular economic principles, LG demonstrates its holistic approach to environment and improving quality of life for people and also the planet.
Obviously, it's not enough to just be sustainable. You have to communicate it effectively. So how does LG communicate these features effectively with their consumers?
LG is taking comprehensive approach to effectively communicate and educate consumers on the sustainability features of its products. The communication extends from B2B and the B2C level. For example, we have participated at the ESG for Climate Action's International Summit organized by World Green Organization just this June. On B2C level, we are strengthening our communication on promoting the use of LG ThinQ to achieve a more sustainable living life.
Absolutely. Now we're shifting gears a little bit because I know that a few years ago, LG made a significant leadership change by appointing you as the first female CEO. So I'm curious to know what prompted this shift towards greater gender representation at the top ranks in the company.
Research has consistently shown the benefits of gender diverse leadership, including improved financial performance, innovation, and decision making. Recognizing this, LG has made concrete efforts to foster a more inclusive and equitable culture, intentionally developing a pipeline of highly capable women leaders for senior roles. And I think in Hong Kong's one of the very strong points is the diversity. And this diversity already built it in our LG Hong Kong subsidiary. For example, that the female and male's portion of staff is 55-45, and among our leaders is around 60% is male and 40% is already female. So I think this diversity in LG Electronics Hong Kong and also Hong Kong, I think it is one of the very strong power there in our business.
And now, as a senior female leader in the business, how have you worked to promote greater diversity, equity, and inclusion across the organization?
As a leadership team that has achieved significant gender diversity, LG has made concerted, multi-phased efforts to promote diversity, equality, and inclusion principles across the entire organizations. And this includes establishing a strong top-down commitment from C-suite, where leaders have consistently communicated the business case and moral imperative for building a more diverse and inclusive workplace. This messaging is reinforced through leadership training, performance metrics, and visible advocacy. We believe our commitment from the top has enabled meaningful progress in this D&I journey.
Right. Obviously, it's one thing to talk about diversity in the workplace, but can these values really be integrated to drive business success, and how do you do it?
By cultivating a leadership team and workforce that reflects our diverse global customer base, we are better able to develop products, service, and customer experience that resonate more deeply, fueling improved satisfaction and loyalty. As a global consumer electronics company, it's important that our leadership team mirrors the gender compositions of our workforce and end users. Bringing more women into top roles supports us to better understand and cater to the unique needs and preference of our female customers.
That's definitely a very powerful testament to the impact of diverse perspectives. And now finally, before we leave the interview, what advice would you have for companies and industries who are looking to follow suit and integrate and achieve more gender parity in senior management?
Commitment must come from the top, and C-suite leaders consistently communicating the business case and holding the company accountable through clear goals and metrics. I think companies need to proactively identify and develop and advance high potential women through targeted recruitment, mentorship, and leadership programs. Ultimately, gender parity should be integrated as a core consideration across every facet of the business, from product design to customer engagement to supplier partnership.
Yuri, thank you so much for joining us on the program to share your insights and expertise with us. It's definitely encouraging to hear companies like LG walking the talk on sustainability and diversity.
Thank you for having me again. It's my pleasure.
And that's a wrap for this episode of Yahoo Leaders Decode. To tune in to more unique insights from business leaders from across different industries, please visit us at hk.yahoo.com. And do stay tuned for the next episode of Yahoo Leaders Decode. Until next time, keep innovating and leading with purpose.